PC gaming has a reputation for offering the very best that a game can offer. Traditionally with better frame rates, resolutions, and features than any console on the market. This is in part due to the raw power of most gaming PCs and the appeal that comes with building your own gaming computer from scratch. There is nothing quite like upgrading your GPU to play the latest AAA titles with ray tracing at 60+ frames per second, especially if you have a fancy gaming monitor to boot.
You have to break some dies to forge others.
10 video games that are not worth buying in 2021. Number 1. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt is aging like fine wine. Even several years after it hit the streets, it's still one of the most impressive open-world games that's ever existed, mixing Skyrim's unapologetic scale with Grand Theft Auto V's incredible depth. It's such a jam-packed game, which is why it claims the top spot on our list of the best PC games in 2021. Staggering, beautiful, and an absolute time sink in a good way. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt isn't just the best PC game of 2021 or among the best open-world games on PC. It might just be one of the best video games of all time. Number 2. Ghostrunner. Ultra-violence and constant motion meet in this post-apocalyptic dystopian game. This FPP is not for the faint of heart.
One free from Mara and her reign of terror.
It's tense, exhilarating, and you will probably die over and over trying to beat it. If you ever wanted a game that came in equal parts Doom Eternal and Mirror's Edge, you found it in Ghostrunner. The game is set in Dharma Tower, a sort of last refuge for humanity, where you ascend the tower through platforming and katana-induced carnage to take revenge on a ruthless ruler. You do so by slicing up your enemies, dodging bullets, and using a number of unique abilities to continue making your way to the top. This is the kind of game that will leave you out of breath just playing it. And if that sounds like your kind of game, then you're in for a treat. Number 3. Hades. Supergiant Games has made a name for itself thanks to the great reception that Pyre, Transistor, and most recently, Bastion has received. Fans of the studio have a new entry to add to the studio's pantheon of great games, Hades.
Alright, one more time.
Hades uses the same isometric view of the other games and tells the story of Hades' son Zagreus trying to escape the underworld. This roguelike dungeon crawler has a few new features up its sleeve. Not only can you romance some characters for extra bonuses, but dying in the game doesn't start you at the last checkpoint. When you die, you might start at the beginning, but you're not starting over. You're able to upgrade your character and weapons to improve your chances of escaping with each subsequent death. This leads to a sense of progression that makes for a very addictive game. Number 4. Control.
Something unbelievable.
It's not hard to see why Control has taken the gaming world by storm. The creative team at Remedy Entertainment made sure to pack this title with plenty to love, paying very close attention to the intricate details. A deeply cinematic game, this action-adventure offers its players staggering visuals, inspired environment design, and brilliant performances, not to mention a deeply satisfying combat experience. Control places you in the capable shoes of fiery-haired Jesse Faden. You're tasked to seek out the oldest house, a building in New York City that's in a constant state of architectural flux and only appears to those who desire to find it, and locate your missing brother, all while heading the Federal Bureau of Control as its director and overseeing the containment of paranatural entities. There's nothing quite like Control on the market, and it makes it one of the best PC games to play right now. Number 5. World of Warcraft: Shadowlands. World of Warcraft Shadowlands may be the fastest-selling game this side of Cyberpunk 2077, but it's also a shot in the arm to one of the longest-lasting MMOs out there. Considering WoW has 16 years under its belt, the new installment keeps things fresh by introducing not only a new story, but a revamped leveling system, access to a new class, and of course, new areas, dungeons, and raids to explore and take part in. World of Warcraft Shadowlands takes place in the Land of the Dead, split into 5 major zones and a central hub city to explore. Whether you want to play with friends or tackle the story on your own, there's a ton of new content here to keep you occupied. Though there's plenty of new additions with the expansion, such as more character customizations and a new drop zone known as Exile's Reach for beginner players to level up. The game stays true to its RPG and MMO roots, giving you the kind of fantasy-laden vast world to explore and kill monsters, and that's kept the game alive for 16 years. Number 6. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Beyond its impeccable graphics and its excellent peripheral support, it won't take you long to realize that the Microsoft Flight Simulator is a labor of love. There's a great attention to detail here, as well as a level of realism and immersion you won't find elsewhere. So much so that if you're not a fan of flight simulations, you'll want to start getting on the bandwagon. Though that also means this game won't be for everyone. Still, if you're a flight sim fanatic or you love planes and flying, you'll relish the chance to fly iconic vehicles in some of the most beautiful yet dangerous locations and conditions in the world. Number 7. Death Stranding. If the name Norman Reedus is what got your attention when someone mentioned Death Stranding, well then, you're in for a treat.
You have to break some dies to forge others.
However, this game is getting a lot of attention for more than just the big names attached to it, which incidentally include Mads Mikkelsen and Leia Seydoux. As Porter Sam Bridges, you bravely traverse an apocalyptic United States to deliver valuable cargo, navigating lands overrun by terrorists, bandits, and these invisible creatures called beached things. This award-winning action game is a treat to all the senses as well, thanks to its great storyline, which may be reminiscent of the current pandemic, good gameplay, fun quests, and impressive sound and visuals. Number 8. Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is an engrossing western. The newest release from Rockstar Games was an instant hit upon release. Red Dead Redemption 2 is an engrossing western following Arthur Morgan and his gang as they try to survive a fictionalized Wild West as outlaws on the run. However, the game is much more than just that. Whether it's getting lost in the story, following through on every side quest to its conclusion, or just bonding with your horse, RDR2 is one of those games where you can easily sink 50+ hours into and still have something to do. Number 9. Fortnite Battle Royale. Still among the biggest games in the world a few years after its release, Fortnite Battle Royale is a natural shoe-in for this list. After all, it is a global phenomenon and among the best PC games to play right now if you like super competitive online games. This is a game people keep coming back to, and that's mostly due to its addictive gameplay and regular updates from Epic. Fortnite Battle Royale is actually a game mode for the Fortnite game, but this mode has become so popular that many people consider it a separate game in its own right. Number 10. Nioh II. If you like the idea of playing games like Dark Souls that are so hard you'll exhaust the depths of your expletive-filled vocabulary, then Nioh II should probably be next on your list to buy. Like From Software's games, Nioh II rewards you for learning the fighting systems inside and out and squeezing every advantage out of its loot, weapons, and yokai skills to gain the upper hand. You can gain more and more yokai skills as you defeat enemies. You also have quite a bit of customization available to you for deeper gameplay. Finally, we tackled 10 video games that are not worth buying in 2021, based on what we think is worthy to play. If you have more games to share with us, share them in the comments below, and wait for our interesting topics coming soon.